Hey, salam, 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 salam. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Salam, salam. I am Khadīja. Khadīja, I am. Okay. Oh, I see someone's here today. Salam, how are you doing? Put in the chat where you're tuning in from. I'll give you a second to put that in the chat. And then I'm just gonna give it like 2 to 3 minutes to see if anybody else joins, and then I'll go ahead and start the conversation or the topic of what today is about. Um, Meanwhile, we wait for like 2 to 3 minutes. Let's talk a little bit. Um, let's talk about yesterday. I went on live, and it was just such a funny experience because my mama joined. By the way, if you guys hear something in the background, that's the fan. But my mom joined, and for the first time ever, she saw me in a full niqab and hijab. And keep in mind, she literally just recently found out that I reverted to Islam, which was like a month ago. Not even a month. What am I saying? A week or two ago, November 4th. 20 days ago to be exact, she found out that I reverted to Islam, and she saw me for the first time in a niqab and a hijab, and she handled it very gracefully. I would say I was surprised by how graceful she handled it, honestly. I don't know why in my head, like I knew that she was like really cool, like chill when it comes to religion, because she's not really like a religious person by um so I know she was really chill about it. The only person I'm really nervous about telling is my dad, because him, on the other hand, that side of my family has like four pastors. All his brothers are basically pastors, so yeah, for him, we I want to make sure that I'm all the way ready before I even like come to him and tell him like, hey yo, you know I reverted to Islam, or as they would say, I converted to Islam. Anyways, if you're still listening today, thanks for tuning in. Super excited to tell you about what today's topic is about. Um, and just jump right into it. Also, thank you so much for my 988 subscribers that I have so far. I'm so grateful for you guys for your support so far, for liking my videos, engaging and commenting. MashaAllah. I'm so blessed and so happy to have you guys here. I'm excited to see this community continue to grow as we achieve our goal of aiding reverts or anyone curious about Islam, while also encouraging those who are like have always been Muslims, to have a supportive and non-judgmental community, aka the Wally fam, Sir Wally, which stands for Should I Revert? By the way, we have a Newsly Week letter, so if you guys are interested, please feel free to look into that as well. But yeah, we've been waiting pretty long enough, so we're gonna jump right into it. Today is not gonna be a long live. Yesterday, for the first time, I actually stayed on live for 2 hours, and it was really cool. Thank you guys for being there and like staying the whole entire time. You guys are awesome. Today, I think I'm gonna be here for 15-20 minutes max. If no one comes at a 15-minute mark, then I think I'll just go ahead and step out, skedaddle. Um, I don't know. I might also go live again later, or maybe I'll just stay here for a while and chill and see if anybody joins, because I'm pretty free. So maybe I'll just get some work down while other people are here. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But yeah, so it's been 4 minutes officially. So I think that's good enough of a wait time. So we're talking about what my 12-year-old brother thinks about Jesus, right? So I remember I was reading the Quran, and um he was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Well, I guess it's like another um book about God." And he was like, "Okay, that's cool. Can I hear it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, of course." So I basically started to read it out loud for him, and he was like, "This is really interesting. Does this book talk about Jesus?" And I was like, "Actually, yes, it does. And what do you think about Jesus?" Right? Just for background information, my mom's side of the family and my dad's side of the family believes like two different perspectives of like who Jesus is, and just takes the Bible from different perspective. But he was like, oh, I don't know. The Jesus is really confusing. They said that Jesus is God, but I don't get it. And I was like, that's okay. Thanks for telling me that. Yeah, Jesus is not God, baby. Think about it. What's the most confusing part about Jesus for you? And he was like, well, I never understood why one person would die for every one sin when, for example, if I did something to you, why would you die if I was the one that did something to you and I did something bad to you? And I said, that's a very good point, baby. Um, and I'm happy that you have the rationality and the brains to be able to even ask that questions. It's always good to ask questions. So he was like, can you like explain to me what that book says about it? And I was like, yeah, sure, of course. So basically, Jesus is not God, astaghfirullah. And he is just another prophet. What's a prophet? A prophet is someone that goes and tell the message that God gave them. He delivers it to the people. He was like, okay, so Jesus didn't die for everyone's sin? And I was like, no, baby, Jesus didn't die for everyone's sin. Not at all. Think about it. Like you said, wouldn't God be mean to make one person die for everyone's sin? That's crazy. And he was like, yeah, I thought God is supposed to be a nice guy. And I was like, yeah, God is very merciful, understanding, loving, just overall amazing. So, yeah, he wouldn't want someone that is such a good person to die for the whole entire sins of people that didn't even come into existence yet, that weren't even born yet. Because Jesus was from a long time ago. He doesn't like exist. He didn't exist like 2 3 years ago. Like that was thousands of years ago. And he was like, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I'm like, don't it? It makes totally a lot of sense. So yeah, and then I basically explained to him that his main message that came around was just to reaffirm, reconfirm, or like basically said what a lot of the other prophets were saying before him, that there's only one God, and that you should only worship one God, and you should follow the messages that were delivered to you before me, and that is delivered to you with me, and just basically how to worship God and everything along those lines. Long story short,